Hello class, my name is Pedro Rodriguez, and today I will be presenting you my paper, which is about Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton and how their differences helped us create the nation that we now know as the United States. I believe that Alexander Hamilton and Jefferson were so different because of their births. Thomas Jefferson was born to an affluent Virginia planter, while Alexander Hamilton was born to a less influential family in the West Indies. Their births did have a major effect in their political views and how they saw the world in general. Alexander Hamilton was more of a businessman and always had his personal ambitions set before him before thinking of someone else, while Thomas Jefferson was more of a humanitarian and he had a belief in people and what their capacity was. And through this paper, I hope to explain how, by their circumstances in life, were they not able just to influence the people of their time, they were able to continue to influence us in present day and age. I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for your watching. Thomas Jefferson was born in 1743 to a Peter and Jane Jefferson Randolph. Jefferson was born to an affluent family which had the means to give him a formal education and was considered the aristocracy of the 13 colonies since he was the son of a planter. Jefferson was provided with a good education, and at the age of 9 he was sent to Latin school, which he would continue to study until he would graduate from the William and Mary College as a lawyer. Jefferson was said to have had a very unhappy childhood and would not start really enjoying life until after his marriage. Jefferson learned a lot from the School of Enlightenment, and he himself believed in humans and their capacity and how he could better mankind. Alexander Hamilton was born in 1755 in the West Indies to James Hamilton and Rachel Fawcett. James was a Scotsman living in the West Indies, and Rachel was the daughter of a sugar planter in the West Indies. Unlike Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton was of illegitimate birth, since his mother was not formally divorced from her first husband. This caused Alexander to be denied a formal education because he was considered to be illegitimate. His mother worked hard to provide him with an education through private tutors, since she saw that her son was very bright. Alexander Hamilton would end up losing his father, since he would run away and they would never see him again. Later on, his mother would pass and him and his older brother would be left alone. Hamilton had to prove himself worthy of an education, and thus had a more cynical and dark view on the world than that of Jefferson, who was given everything. At the age of 13, before his mother's death, Hamilton began working for a shipment firm that was centered in New York in the West Indies. Hamilton proved himself smart enough to gain an education and be sent to New York to go into school. It was his idea to go into Princeton, though he was denied twice admissions. So he studied harder and was able to gain admission into the King's College. In the King's College, he took an advanced courses to finish his career, and as well, at the beginning of the Revolution, he joined a local militia and began training. A year after, he would become captain and raise money to provide the soldiers under his command formal uniforms. After his marriage, Thomas Jefferson quit practicing law and dedicated himself into the assembly of the Virginia House of Burgesses. Thomas Jefferson, during the time of pre-revolutionary America, helped write the rights of the British American, and later on would be the one who would draft the Declaration of Independence. Unlike Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson was not in the battlefield, yet, to my belief, was more exposed since by signing the Declaration of Independence, he was basically on the hit list of King George III. It would be during the Revolution that he would be sent to France to get allies of the French, as we would need their help to win the Revolution. Hamilton, on the other side, proved himself very smart and very worthy as a soldier and gained prominence in his field, thus gaining the attention of George Washington, which was the commander of the armed forces during the time of the Revolution. And I believe that it's very important that he gained this prominence because he would grow to become one of the most influential men in history. Because of him, we were able to come out with a repayment plan that would help us set us out as a nation. Because it was out of the utmost importance that we were able to repay our debts after the war to prevent not only a rebellion inside of the United States, as we did see with Shays' Rebellion, but as well as repay our foreign debtors so that they could take us serious as a country. Thomas Jefferson, on the other hand, after returning from France after the war, was very crucial as secretary to George Washington because he implemented his ideals on the world to this new country. He helped nurture the young America.